You are alive. Perfect. Excellent.
Perfect.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard to BFF Podcast, episode 1. And I'm here with one of my best friends and business partner, Jonathan Valle. And we're going to be discussing today, self development, spirituality, mental toughness. Those who might be interested in fitness, this is the topic that we'll be covering today. Jonathan, how's it doing today?
Doing great, brother. Doing good. Just another day in the war.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. Nowadays it's crazy. 2026. I don't know about you, but I don't even do New Year's resolution. I just understood like this year I must be more impatient to achieve my goals. Like I cannot really, how can I say, be slacking anywhere. Because if there's one day that I'm gonna slack, it's gonna affect me big time. Like, what do you think about this type of mentality?
Yeah, I mean, 2026. It's pretty much just the same for me. But I would say what you are already just enhanced. So if you're already disciplined, it's another year, right? I think 20 New Year's resolutions are excuses, and if you're gonna change, you're gonna do it like immediately. I would say you make a promise to yourself, and you don't need like some calendar date to change. So yeah, it's all about the person, honestly. If they are a person of their word, they will keep their promise and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it right now or next tomorrow, and they don't need to start on 2026 New Year's Day, right? So
Definitely, man. And you know what's interesting? When we first met, like I expected obviously somebody with a vision, somebody who wants to make a change, not just to himself, but also to like the people around them. Sometimes even the city itself, which is Ottawa. And I was right. Like when I met you, you had a huge vision. You were actually, from what I remember, you were switching from nightlife industry to actually getting into more like Christian stuff, spirituality, helping people in that sense.
yeah, I mean, I was still in it. It was just more it was that gut feeling that needed me to get out. I needed to get out of there, you know. I was still in the industry, but deep inside, I wanted to get out. Like I was yearning for it. My soul, my spirit was yearning for to get out and do something different, right? I was still I was still doing it, but eventually resentment built up, and here we are now. Now I'm doing Christian entrepreneur events throughout Canada, starting in Ottawa, but I feel like the godly movement is that's the biggest thing, man. I just feel like you you are in the nightclub industry. It's like kind of the dark side. You go to the lights. You're still in the same territory, but now you're doing Christian events. So it's I'm working for the different team now.
No, man, that's actually very interesting what you said. Like you had this slow realization that this is something you need to step out from. And honestly, I respect you for the fact that you actually acted on it and did not like tell yourself, oh, maybe I'm still good where I am. Like maybe it's a sign, but I'm more comfortable staying where I'm at. And a lot of people don't have the same drive as we do. Most of them will basically say, oh, my body or my mind is acting weird lately. Perhaps I should make a change, but I'm afraid of change. I'm afraid of changing myself for the best. So I'm best staying where I am now and keep suffering. Interesting mentality, don't you think?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's I think God uses people as vessels. Like I was watching a lot of podcasts and like there's this ex gangster and there's Johnny Chang. There's John Gabana. It's like I think they're vessels. So it's like they were in the gangbang or they were in terms of the streets or they did some stuff, literally dark stuff for the devil. They were just in the dark side, right? And then next thing you know, they have a whole brand. They're in Christ, and it's like they're used as an anchor. You know what I mean? More for that their community. So I mean, I think every community needs a certain anchor, like like martial arts or nightlife. There's always a community that's like looking for God, right? So I think there's always that one person that kind of like goes to God, but they're still in that community, and they're kind of like an anchor, like a voice. So it's interesting to see how the voices, now in 2026, and you're seeing so much people like that are just standing up, and I know just being used for like the good message, right?
No, definitely. And I have to agree with you on the fact that I have to say one thing that today's influence we have, specifically like in Ottawa, Gatineau area, is that guys in general, they're being pushed towards influencers that perhaps don't promote the right type of mentality to have. Not just about masculinity, but about being a good human being as a person, What I'm talking about is care for people, actually provide value to people, not be, how can I say, a shit muncher, so to speak. That's something that definitely I feel like today's people are pushed towards. And by default, it's detrimenting the value of the society, really the one you live in, which just kind of sucks, honestly. Like, I wish it was a better vibe than that. Like, what do you have to say about that?
It's unfortunate, but I don't know. I think it's just there's a wake up right now, and I think there's the ones that are trying to make some change. Like they're the resistance, right? And I have a different perspective now. Now that I've done my research, I just do feel like you have to be kind of like going in the battle, right? And willing to not necessarily die. Just like if you're gonna believe what you believe, like there are powers behind the media that don't want you to spread the good message, and even more so like the message of Christ. So it's like, yeah, I mean, you just gotta fight. You can't be bitched. I would say you can't be like, how these. I would say like, oh, if someone offers you this to shut up. Are you gonna shut up? Are you going to sell out? So depends on honestly your what are you willing to die on literally. Um, so I've been learning recently to just have that spirit of no fear. Like I'm, it's okay if I literally die in battle. Like I just want to have a truth to my message, especially as I grow, and I don't want to be silenced or even just in general. So I'm really just leaning into that spirit of no fear and just no filter, honestly, because I think that holds me back and that holds a lot of people, like the filtered. Oh, I can't say this or I can't do this. I was kind of got criticism for the Christian entrepreneur thing, but at the end of the day, there's a need for that, and I feel like I'm not gonna go back to nightlife. I'm not gonna quit the brand. I'm still doing events, but I'm just using the talents, I guess, to further the good message. I mean, it's networking, right? And you're networking with other like-minded people. It's not necessarily like vanity or useless. So I would say just not being afraid to host these events and spread the message, and that's why I connect with you because you're not afraid. You're not afraid to, like you and your whole team, you're not afraid at all. So that's what it's literally just going to battle with other soldiers, right? So I think the lone wolf is a big myth, you know, like going to battle lone wolf, monk mode alone. I think that's just like I don't know. I think that's a cope.
No, yeah, and I appreciate the compliment about that. I'm basically I don't care about what other people think.
Mm.
And I would say I have to grant it towards not just the way I was raised, which was by a masculine father, like a strict one with a military background, who basically taught me to stand up for myself and not to let anybody, talk down on me. But later on, it's also about building a persona which is not afraid to actually stand up,
Hmm.
not just in front of one person, but many people with different opinions, sometimes against you, and actually be able to speak up. And that actually what came back from my martial arts career, through my coach, my Sifu, so to say. Like he taught me a lot about living by my own rules, live by your own rules all the time, and it's always has to be a win-win. So you don't have to come from a tyrannical perspective where you only take, but also provide to the other person. So
Yeah.
there's this balance that you can have where you actually provide value, but at the same time you can receive. And that's how relationships are made in the first place. And I know by default I'm fighting for a cause and helping people for a cause that is actually legitimate. Nothing degenerate about it. Nothing degenerate about helping somebody to defend himself. Nothing degenerate about helping a person prevent a suicide, which I was in the situation where I had to help somebody go through that. And by default, you're going to attract quality people that are going to be aligned with your vision, like you. So there's a reason why we've been friends for like a few years already.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you noticed, and what's interesting is that I have to point it out, like throughout the time, like we have experienced a drop of friends, like people who left our circles, people that we had to, kind of like step away from because they started to not align with the goal and the visions that we had. And in order to go forward and actually become even better,
Yeah.
we need to get rid of those hurdles.
Yeah. Also, because like the more this circle and the movement, you need more people, right? It's like can't just have like 5 people, 10. It's also like we're gonna grow in quality and quantity. So I feel like every kind of person that's at the top is a kind of a leader. They need to be good with everyone, right? It's you're a leader. You know, the numbers are gonna grow, people are gonna come flocking, and it's gonna be a lot of numbers. But you would have, I would say, for that person to be good with everyone and just being socially aware or intelligent. That's one thing I realize is because it's not just like a high school friend group or high school club. It's it's a lot. It's a lot of offers into one, and I see that. I'm not saying people can't make mistakes. It's very little, margin for error. So, and you got to have high standards, and I feel like that's just the way we got to operate because you got to be accountable for your actions, and you got to take accountability. So, if someone fucks up, they have to take accountability. If they don't, then it is what it is. No bad blood between them. It's just like you didn't make the cut. And you gotta. That's just how I think now, moving 2026. And I think that many people stay with their friends because it's like, oh, they value history over chemistry. And the thing about history, it gets corrupted, and you're so comfortable with it, right? Um, I think just the family is the past because that's the blood, but I would say you should value chemistry and intention and all that over the history. Oh, I knew him for 7 years, 10. It doesn't matter. One day he could just really talk shit behind your back, or a business deal can go wrong and they fuck you over. So just valuing literally the actions day by day, every day proving yourself, and yeah, just having a kind of like a map, and following that map, and then it'll always lead you towards your destination, no matter what obstacle.
True, man. That's our powerful word. And I wanted to actually harp down on the accountability and the action part of it. Specifically for, by the way, can you try to mute yourself? Because I feel like there's like feedback uh, that's going through your device. Okay, let's see. Okay, perfect. Because when I was speaking, by the way, like it was echoing through your device and it was like interfering with the audio. So just when you're going to speak, you can unmute yourself. Sounds good. But basically, yeah, I wanted to double down on the action and accountability part. You see, on one hand, yeah, you want to stick around people who don't just follow you or watch you, but those who actually want to become part of your team. It cannot come from a point of, oh, I just want to be part of that without actually providing anything. Because not only that fills up the space with people who don't provide anything, that just, you know, they don't deserve to be there, but it's also comes from a standpoint, if it actually comes down to trusting those people and giving them tasks to help you, to help this company or help your brand grow, the action part will actually determine whether they're men of the word and they're actually going to act on it and they're competent to get this task done. And the accountability part is one of the most important ones, because most guys I noticed, they lack accountability big time, and most of it comes from ego issues. So they'll either have too much pride, thinking that they're not worthy of the tasks they were given or the responsibility they was given. But on the other hand, when it comes to taking responsibility for a mistake that they did, a mess up that they've had, now their ego is gonna play tricks on them. And instead of trying to, I wouldn't say diffuse the situation, but make sure that everybody comes out happy from the resolution, instead of doing that, they're actually going to project negativity and the insecurity they have from their ego towards the person that makes the remark, which had nothing to do with that fuck up. He was just bringing it up. Hey, this is the problem that we're having. What are we doing about it? So, this is a big thing in a quality circle, to have people, both guys and girls, who have both of these qualities. They can take action properly and they can take accountability without actually letting the ego take over them. So what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, I just gotta keep finding those people that are aware of your like these concepts, right? Um, it's literally like just leads all at the end of the day. Just like it's funny. I literally met you on because like for me, I'm just acquiring leads through everywhere, right? And I'm like, okay, there's a new feature on Bumble Business, right? And for me, it was just simple. I had this networking, digital networking, literally. Because networking and networking events, it's kind of time consuming, right? If you connect with someone online, you already know what the deal is, how to connect, boom, you're good. So I was just swiping on LinkedIn Business. It's not LinkedIn, Bumble Business, and then that's how we connected. And then from there, it was very just straightforward, right? So because you understood the power of just one, the power of a relationship, of a connection. But I don't see much people on LinkedIn, on Bumble Business. I just don't see the numbers there, and I try to range it, but it's not many people that are wanting to connect. But yeah, these people that for the accountability part and all that, it's just a process. I started learning self help and cold approach and all this like at 16, 15. Um, I was I was shy for sure. I just wanted more, and I was always watching, the RSD, Owen Cook, all that stuff, and it was just binging a bunch of videos, and then I started to implement it. So I was 16, but it was 10 years 10 years now, yeah, of just constantly going to war with my mind and just changing, learning every day. Um, like the cold approach, self help, social dynamics. Still to this day, I'm learning. So, but I think with time, once you put enough time into it, you learn how to analyze your thoughts and not be emotional or take accountability. You know, like, oh, I'm wrong. Even though sometimes you just, if not add fuel to the fire, right? If you're gonna go fight fire with fire, I feel like it's just a sometimes it's just literally ego versus ego, and it's never gonna end good, right? It's just pretty much for show. So I would say just be the bigger person and take accountability, or just end it. Because if you're not going to take accountability, or if you're going to keep trying to validate your inadequacies, then there's no point. It's just kind of just for show. People always make excuses about why they can't do it. So yeah, just being like taking knowing yourself truly. Um, so like the concept of just learning about yourself, knowing yourself, being comfortable with yourself, and then from there you can grow, you can develop concepts. But I just definitely think a lot of people nowadays are just they're not they're not authentic. They can't be their authentic selves. Um, they're not willing to be open or be authentic, and even show that to their people or the public.
Yeah, there is some truth to that. Um, I am curious to know that, like, I want to ask you this. Since
Mhm.
we're talking about accountability and taking action and just being genuine and real people, imagine people in our community, or not our community, because our community is actually quality people, but I'm talking about the people we have to interact with in our city and whatnot. If those people were told right now or tomorrow that they have 1 year left to live, that in 1 year they'll certainly die, how many of them would you think will actually start to make a change in the world, will try to make the most out of their year and be like, okay, I did this, I'm proud of me, I actually helped a lot of people, I didn't backstab anyone, I didn't like take a took a big loan, bankrupted myself and cheated on everyone. Like, how many people do you think will actually genuinely will be able to do that?
In Ottawa,
Let's say, yeah, Ottawa, this area, because we operate within this city.
yeah, zero, non joking. um, I don't know, man. I'm still looking for the kind of like-minded community. Like it just recently, the last couple of months, I started connecting with a lot of quality people, and they have their own thing going on. So they have their own, like I talk to them, and they're literally looking for like-minded people, girls and guys, and they're in their own thing, right? Um, so I'm always finding them, always looking for them, and I'm not sure, to be honest. I definitely think it's a group thing, a community thing, right? If you go to a business event, or definitely some people are like that, but from what I've seen, not much, honestly, because there definitely needs to be like a hub or events or something where these concepts are instilled. Because they say invest into the person, not the business model, right? Because you can give a person $1 million, or you can give a homeless person $1 million, and it's all the mindset, right? So one will invest it, another will literally fund their habit. So I definitely think there needs to be more of these events or communities and people, but not. I don't know. Maybe 50. I don't know.
Well, that makes sense. And I wasn't expecting a big number either. Because to be honest, the people who are actually in this world are serious about making a change to their lives in the first place?
Yeah,
Um, Not a lot, because a lot of people are brainwashed to be who they are. Not try hard. Because what's the point?
yeah,
Road to
I,
success, it's kind of hard.
yeah. No, I
Like
think
it's
50 in terms of like they want to get better and they're changing, but they're not public about it or they're not vocal, they're not online. They don't need to be. You can still instill these concepts within your personal life, your business life. You can still um, be good about all this. It's just online, publicly, on camera. There's not much of that for sure. You don't necessarily. It's not a requirement, but there's definitely a yearning for people wanting to reach out and do more and get on camera and go to these events. Like I definitely see potential in people, but then I understand human nature, so I'm not emotional in terms of if they fuck up, okay, they fuck up. If they give me a negative response or rejection, it's whatever, move on. I just accept it. I don't take anything to heart. Even if people, and many times people say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to your event," and they're like, "Yeah, I'm there tonight. I'm there today." I'm like, "Okay, sounds good." And then some do show up, some don't show up. Some surprise me and show up. So really is, I mean, it's true, right? The actions speak louder than words. So it really is the actions on what you're saying, what you're thinking, um, actions at the end of the day. So you don't necessarily need to be online and speaking these kinds of things, but you could definitely see in a person's life and their fruit. Their friends, their family, their partner, and you could definitely weed them out and like, oh, this guy's have a good life. Like he he treats himself with respect and his people. Even though he doesn't show that publicly, you could see it by talking to him and getting to know them, right?
Yeah, you can definitely learn a lot about a person through his actions, but also about, like you said, invite him over to an event and see who shows who doesn't. And the more people you invite, the more you're actually able to gauge the trend. And this is giving you a base on, okay, what type of people are you attracting? What type of people are you dealing with what you're offering? Which is actually perfect because it gives you realistic insight and data on what's a situation and if it's not the ideal situation. For example, there's not enough quality people who are coming to our events. That is something big. Maybe it's a marketing issue, perhaps,
Yeah,
but sometimes you'd be surprised. Like, it's just the more you do, the more you speak, the more you show your face to either in person or on camera, the more people are actually going to see you and get inspired. Like, it's hard to motivate somebody to, let's say, go to the gym. The only way they can actually do it is that if they see me or you, for example, in shape and get a lot of good results, let's, for example, make a lot of money, doing good in dating, or, just a good reputation. When they see that, that's when they start to lean in and try to learn more about you. Like, you cannot force a person to change. So the more we do, I feel like the more we'll be able to influence people in a good way, which is a perfect thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
S- So I am. So before we go, because we're hitting the 30-minute mark very soon. I mean, tell the people a bit. What are you offering in terms of services? Because obviously we're both in the self-development, self-improvement niche, but we all have different services. So what is it that you offer? Where can they find you? And yeah, I'll make sure I put it all in the description.
Yeah. For now, I don't sell. I mean, more in person events. Eventually, I want to own my brick and mortar uh, cafe and event space. Right now, I'm partnered with some cafe, and I don't want to rush anything. I feel like if you're gonna own an actual property or lease it, then I'm just gonna take my time with it because I'm not trying to be like every other owner that they have a property, and the next thing you know, it's like a high, and then it's like a low, right? It's sold, and someone else takes over. And for me, it's a legacy thing. It's a God thing. So the end goal for me is a brick and mortar. Right now, it's just in person events once a month. You can buy your tickets on Eventbrite or IN8 Productions slash yeah IN8 slash Productions on Instagram. Um, Once a month would be the AI events, would be the AI networking events. So themed networking or AI seminar if we have a stage. And then it would be the Christian Entrepreneurs Social, Networking Social. And then the third month would be the fashion and creators. So it would be artists, content creators, models, creative mixer. So every month is on rotation, right? And I'm gonna stick it, leave it like that. But for sure, what we do would be like specialty events, self development, men's self help. You know, definitely in 2026. Those are specialty events. Those are more special and rare. Like in general, I don't see anything like that anywhere. So definitely just look, be on the page and just look out for updates.
Sweet, excellent. And where is it exactly that they can find you? And what's the handles, whether you're in socials or website?
Instagram Valle in8 Valle underscore in8 or in8 underscore productions. And for sure on Instagram, same thing. Sorry, on Eventbrite, same thing. And yeah, under the in8 brand, yeah,
Sounds good. So, guys, you heard it. I'm going to obviously include all those links to the socials in the description below. I'm just going to mute you very quick. Perfect. Excellent. Now, on my end, those who are watching me wondering what am I offering, if you are in the Ottawa Gatineau area and you are looking to get into a physical shape which is made for a warrior, not just a person in shape. If you're looking for a mental toughness training, specifically how warriors are trained or martial artists are trained, if you're looking into a nutrition and diet consultation, all either of those three, I am offering a 12-week program, which is a transformation program. I have only 5 spots for 5 people who are serious about making a change. I can offer a free consultation, see if we're a good fit. And after that, we're going to get enrolled on a very, very serious boot camp. Now, it's going to include a mix of martial arts training, conditioning, fitness, nutrition, recovery, and most importantly, mindset. And obviously, you're going to have me as an accountability coach. We're going to have Zoom sessions. We're going to have in person sessions in the Ottawa area. And on the other hand, if you're looking to have a good supplement, I would highly suggest Fireblood. And for the next episode, I'm actually going to bring the tin for the supplement so you can take a look at it. But I also will click the link below. So, 12-week program. Those who are interested and you're in the Ottawa Gatineau area specifically, you can obviously, through my YouTube, you have my socials. You can go to my Instagram, which is Banana Fighter Fit. I'm on Facebook as well, Banana Fighter Fit. My TikTok, The Banana Fighter. X, same thing. LinkedIn, Jonathan Isaacov. But I'm more active on Instagram. And for the Fireblood, I'm going to drop the link below with the link to the checkout where you can check all the nutritional value. You can check out what does Fireblood do. I'll obviously cover in the future what it does. But yeah, so Jonathan and I, we told you about what we do. This is not going to be the last time you're going to see us. This is just the beginning of a big adventure, self
yeah,
development. We're going to have a lot of guests over. Some of them already lined up. So, personally, I'm excited, man. It's a
yeah,
big journey we're embarking on.
for sure. I mean, it's improvement in general for the people, right? It's man, it's woman, it's a unity thing, right? And I do believe that like if you have a you like if a guy gets into a relationship, you should talk about that as well because you're caring for the woman and it's not just like okay, I'm better. I need to understand my woman. I need to meet her needs. It's not just yourself. I mean, yeah, it is, but at the end of the day, once you commit to a relationship, that's a different conversation. That requires a different kind of knowing yourself as a man. You know, because you are, you want your children, you want a wife. That requires much more than just going on the battlefield. I would say that having that not necessarily soft side, but the gentleman side, and a lot of people neglect that. They neglect that whole side of being a guy, being a man. So that's a good conversation to have with a girl, and some of our friends are into that, and intelligent conversations we can have and improve the people in general and their relationships.
No, for real. And we're definitely gonna bring over female speakers as well in here in the podcast. We'll be able to not just cover, entrepreneurship, but actually male female dynamics. How, in terms of if you want to have good relationships with women, whether it's, uh, as friends or in something intimate, we'll definitely be able to give more insight into how it should be done so that you won't be left as the Elliot Rodgers 2.0 or something like that. But yeah, we are going to wrap this thing up. Jonathan, I super appreciate you coming over. You're definitely going to be taking part of this journey with me together. And we're in here as a team. And let's change more lives. There's people who are, you know, whose lives depend on us. And yeah, let's get this thing done.
Starting mentoring this week. I'm starting mentoring someone, and through a program my friend recommended. I guess he just wanted to me be a part of their mentor lineup, and for sure that's a whole journey that I'm excited to start. And God knows where we'll all go together, right?
No, definitely. So, like I said, there's a lot of speakers who are coming. There's more value that we're going to be dropping here. So, ladies and gentlemen, those who watch the podcast, thank you very much. And you're going to see more of us. Obviously, go ahead and subscribe to Jonathan after the podcast. Go ahead and reach out to my socials as well if you're looking into the services that I provide. And yeah, we'll call it a day. Thank you so much for watching. And Jonathan, once again, thank you. Let's call it quits.
To
Take care.